I'm going to show you how I turned one of these Magistar Rasp files into this here beautiful piece, Rasp blade. There's the wood for the handle. It is quite brutal. That glossy black finish right there, that's not spray paint or enamel. That's linseed oil burnt on at 500 degrees during the tempering. And it's shiny, and it's really hard to get off. Even when you're cutting wood, it doesn't rub off. First thing we're gonna do is put a cut line right there. Alright, we got that cut, but we're not gonna cut it all the way off because we're gonna anneal this file right now. First of all, we're gonna get this here point pot. Alright, we're gonna get that tip pot, and we're gonna bend it into a hook so we can hang it from the hook and let it anneal. Which means slowly cool down so that it's soft and easy to work with the hammer. You know, it doesn't break or anything. Okay, it looks red. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna come up out of the forge, put it right here, and just we're going to put that little hook on there like that so we can hang it from the hook. Look at the blue line, it's coming up. Alright, back in the forge. Yeah, she's getting up to the temperature. Starting to turn red. It's getting really hot in here really fast. As you can see, the roof of my metal plate is getting hot. So all that heat is getting trapped in, it's kind of spewing out the sides. I'm just going to hang that right on the hook. You can see it's crooked, that's okay. Now that heat, the heat from the bottom will work its way right up through to the top. The bottom here is going to be where the handle is. Up here is going to be where the hook and the straight angle cleaver type blade will be when we cut off that hook when we don't need it anymore. Alright, the first thing I did here is, you notice this is bent down a little bit? I hit it right here to bend it over to test if it's annealed. Of course it is annealed because that just would have broke like glass with one hit. But instead it's actually bending back and forth, giving me a hard time. There we go. It's still pretty hard though. It's got some grains in it, so I still got to be careful. But on the second or third heat, it probably shouldn't have any problems. I'm going to be holding it here. I left this part to be the handle because this is where all the punishment from these vice grips are going to be, whatever marks they're going to leave, and all this will be untouched so that the vice grips won't mar up the work. We're going to make some quick cuts. Alright, as you can see, I cut kind of a triangle into there. I'm going to try to grab some of this and make it into a hook. And this is here so that you don't get that round, completely round guillotine type hook on the back of the blade, but instead a 90-degree angle. That's what this extra is for. I'm hoping it's going to push in a way. Maybe I can grab out here, push in here so that it can't round off. You know what I mean? So you won't have that guillotine. I want a 90-degree angle with a chopping surface here and here with the hook. So that's how I'm going to try to go about it. Let's just put this file in here and let it start getting up to a nice simmer. Nice simmering heat. There we go. As you see here, I had to incorporate the brick. The brick is what I use when something's too long to get just the tip in and I don't have a forge table. You know, the downside of having a car rim for it. There we are. Alright, just the tip is in there. That's what we need. Sometimes just the tip is all one can take. Man, this thing's like wrestling a fucking bear. I don't know how to go about it. Jesus. Let's just try getting this out of the way so I can get a good swing on it. Damn it all, I've been wrestling this thing for like 3 or 4 heats and I'm not getting it to move where I want it because I can't get cut of a hammer, good hammer stroke. I can't get the anvil behind it. But I'm starting to get there, and once I catch, now I'm going to start to use this kind of a sharp square peen to get in there and get it over like a hook so I can start bringing it out. It's being a rascally devil, I'm telling you that much. Right in there like this. Yeah. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Sucker's putting up a pretty good fight. If you can't wrestle this thing into submission. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after hours and hours of trying and trying, it's cold outside, so I put a jacket on it. I absolutely could not I couldn't get like that. I couldn't get what I was trying to get. It was just horrible. Just kidding. Now that I've achieved that 90 degree angle or whatnot and ground off any excess that may interfere with the beveling process, I'm going to start beveling. I'm going to start with this flat chisel edge. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice and red. And this is what I got so far. I'm going to turn this long here piece into a guard, and well, you know the rest. Okay, I'm going to try to use this edge to fold it right where I want. Yeah. There we go. Now it's also going to be easy as pie to get the heat where I want it now and not where I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Look at that, right in there. Right in there. Nice job. There we go. Get some more heat on that. The last hurrah to go. made that sharp. So it's going to fold over perfectly, hopefully. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to come around with this handle. Like that. Kind of curve it. It even makes the sound effect. Look how dull that blade is right now. We're gonna test it. Hopefully it doesn't break. Let's see what happens. Wow. It's gonna be a monster. There's the hook. Yep. It's gonna be brutal. It's not even tempered or hardened yet. That's where everything can go wrong. It's just pretty much annealed. So it's at its weakest, softest state at this point, and it's doing that. With absolutely no blade, just this flat butter knife type nothing. So there you go. This one's gonna be a monster. All right, I'm going for the quench. Cross your fingers, folks. This could literally be in the end of this blade. Gotta heat it up nice and even. Keep flipping it. This stuff has a tendency to warp out of control, but it's been annealed like 3 or 4 times, maybe more, so that it doesn't crack or bend completely out of shape for no reason. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Here we go. I think we have success. So here we go. Cleaning it up, making sure I got some good metal. We're going to do a file test. Steel file to see if it hardened. This should skate right off without biting. Oh yeah. Even down here too, where it wasn't even in the oil. I don't know. Still razor sharp too. Harden it like that. Wow. Alright, good. Success. There you go, Earl. So now we're going to hit it with the grinding, the wire wheel here, and get all that gunk, that oil and stuff off everything. Alright, so I hardened this, and I shaved off all the scale so I could see what color it is. Now we're going to temper it. I've also drilled the holes off cam. That will be for the pins and the hollow pin. I'm also going to temper it. While I'm tempering it, I'm also going to be giving it a linseed oil finish to keep it from rusting. Make it a little waterproof. already, so we got that linseed oil finish on there. I love it. It's like glossy black. It's on there good. I've taken the liberty of epoxying this zebra wood on here with a hollow pin, 2 brass pins, off camera, because you know who really wants to watch me like mix up some epoxy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the sanding belt and such, and form fit that handle. Okay, first thing I want to do is shave the excess off these pins, and like I have to do this without touching this at all, which is going to be difficult. I'm going to have to wrap it in something, and let's see what happens. Here we go. All I gotta do now is put some little bit of stain on that handle and give it a nice polyurethane clear coat. It'll be shiny like the blade. It'll look like you bought it at Walmart. Love that handle, man. Wow. Got some fine tuning to do with the hand sanding, but it is nice and tight, solid, hollow pin, brass pins. Well, ladies and gentlemen, got my wood stain on. Now I'm going to give it a quick couple coats of this polyurethane. So, ladies and gentlemen, while I wait for the polyurethane to dry so I can apply another 3 coats and then wait 24 hours for it to, you know, encrust or harden or cure or whatever it does, and then it'll be good to send to its new owner. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Workshop of Death, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next time for some more crazy action. And as always, thank you for watching Workshop of Death.